Stop. Watch this before you scroll.
Yeah, man. Right, and the library area, everybody know here to be down inside by Mauta because the Mauta bar right here. But this was an incident here in the area library where some residents would have fallen victim to a fire in this area. And why I would have came up here to highlight this here in this area is because of the factor that something would have dawned on us that I feel that needs to be highlighted. Now, you see a burned down car right at the side there, and in the back of me, properties was lost. Have you ever asked yourself, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, concerning the fire service, are they adequate? We would have just seen a minister with a loss of life together with a child. Now in this area here, the Point 14 area have a fire station. We know it are one in Sando, it are one in Superior. Now if it are two fires in this area, what will take place? When we are talking about the inadequacy of the fire service, this is one of those. Now our Smithy Daisy fella here that would have brought me here on this location, a matter of fact, 2 we come down here and residents are still shaken up because there was a gentleman that was asleep when the fire would have taken place, and boy, it's just a loss of life, a loss of earnings. I mean, we have acquired for 10 and 15 years, you have to start over from scratch. The man over there who owned the parts place, the vehicle and all was was severely, how to put it? I know he's a big word, man.
No, but they were severely impacted with the fire. However, what we are saying is that these are two small businessmen, a barber and a refrigeration technician. These people thrive in a small business, and then this fire take place and nothing was saved. And the reason being that between San Fernando and Point 14, there is one fire station in Point 14.
I find that real. I mean, if you're talking about structure, I mean, you're supposed to be proactive than reactive.
Exactly, because what I'm saying is, Point 14 have a fire station, they would have to cover from Cedros right back to San Fernando, because between there is one fire station somewhere in Superior. There is none in Faizabad. So there's fire stations at San Fernando and in Point 14. So you had this wide area, but they're building a swimming pool. They are now building a swimming pool in Brea. And this is the narrative. They always come with what they will do for you, and they never come asking you what you want and what can we do for you. They come in and saying, we would do this for you. And sometimes people think I am against people or I am against, but sometimes somebody has to say something for those who cannot say it for themselves or who are afraid to say it for themselves.
Smithy, since you're here, I want you to justify the factor, because since after you would have made the last video, somebody would have said that you can't talk for the people at Library because it's not a counselor for neither. I would like you to make a statement concerning that. I know I put you on the spot.
Well, fine. Well, I am not even from Library. However, my wife is a born librarian. She born in Library. As a result of that, I think I can speak on behalf of my wife then. For the people of Brea, because they are afraid or they are so tied up in a narrative that the PNM is their savior. However, look at the situation here. This was a refrigeration technician here. There was a barber next door, and there was a resident at the end there. They all lost everything, and they lost everything because there is no fire service or no fire station. Between San Fernando and Point 14, there is one fire station in Point 14. And that will have to serve people from San Fernando to Cedros, you know. But you run to tell me, you see the narrative when they go into areas where people have sense, they will come and ask, what can we do for you? What it is you need in your constituency. But when they come to constituency like these, they come, I'm going to give you a swimming pool. Labre proliferated with beaches. Who is unable to swim in Labre is who don't want to, because there are beaches all over Labre. You could find 5 right off the cuff, and there are little corner beaches and so on. So we have a proliferation of beaches.
So what should I be doing now in investing more into the beaches and them, like the tourism, like, you know, they could upgrade the carriage?
Yes, but what I'm saying, first and foremost, you must put your infrastructure in place. You have to have proper fire services facilities. You have to have proper school facilities, and then we would look to create tourism, because we have a lot for tourism. Labre have a lot of potential for tourism. However, we in a situation here where it's just a total madness. It's just that politicians come here year after year, and you know what is ironic about the whole thing? But politician comes here, they tell you all kind of stripping. Sometimes they don't even have to say anything. Because in the case of the present MP, if you ask anybody in Labre if they know who is Mr. McClutchy, nobody knows him. But they will religiously vote for the PNM. But I can talk, because I wouldn't have an abusive wife to me, and because I had loved her once, and she don't show me any love, I'll continue loving her, because I say, it's my wife, you know, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. She beat me up, she take all my money, that is nothing. She have 99 man, that ain't nothing. You do that, some people, you have to learn to stand up. You have to learn to look after your own well-being, whatever the problem is. We have to learn to deal with the problem and don't just go along with it. Just don't go along with things that you know, because people complain every day. But when the election day reach, they send a car for you, they give you a box lunch, and hey, don't forget you have to vote for the PNM. That has to stop. That has to stop, and vote for people who can help you. Vote for people who, because you have to keep changing and changing until you get the correct flow. This is what I'm trying to tell people, and people have a problem with I speaking and saying, boy, you know, he come Labre and he was working with the MP, and as if that is a favor. It was not a favor. I was working. I had the required expertise at the time, and I was working. So I wasn't getting money from the MP because he likes me. He was paying me because I could have done the job. I was doing the security at the offices of the MP and was moving around with him. Being a former police officer, I had the expertise. However, like I'm blocking the road and I'll have to cut it here.
All right.
Huh?
Right, good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Come here to make a point. We have been talking about this for quite a while. And you know, oh yeah, I don't know if I just feel that if it's a lie or thing. When I tell you that library was neglected, this is what we're talking about. Now, this is the market area down here. An infrastructure that was developed and never maintained, and the proper planning haven't been done. So you're seeing people all over the place, all on the junction, all about applying the trade. If the basic infrastructure have been developed around it, and the driving mechanism would have been put into place, you'd have never had this. You'd have never have this.
Here it is. They have this open area, which is where the market, because this market was established here eons ago. And the size of the market would show you that. However, on the other side of the road, there is some open space which belonged to the corporation, where the market could have been extended and people wouldn't have to be running up and down the place to sell by the corner. As example, Gary. Gary is a market vendor. Everybody in La Brea knows Gary. Gary could have established himself here instead of having to rent a place up the road to do his business. Listen, I want you to point across at this open space they just have fenced off.
And it's quite a big place.
And it's quite a lot of space in there. If you establish and fix all these roads here, which can be fixed, these are not unfixable. These are just neglected areas. So good road, good market area, the people would come here to do the market. It will create business for the people who lives down inside the library. These people down inside the library are neglected because everything is being done outside of the village itself, closer to the main road and where the roads are better. Everything is better. People who are doing marketable business, selling marketable commodities, they have to take it to the main road all around the savannah. They have to take their business there. When there is a place established as a market in La Brea, it's no longer a market. It's just a place. It is just a place. Anyone selling any kind of marketable commodities sells it outside on the side of the road or of the vehicles and so on and so on. So what we are saying, where is the representation whenever they have representative for La Brea? Where are the people who can create representation for La Brea? La Brea people don't even know who is the representative. They'll probably know his name. And over 75% don't even know the man's name. And if I had the wherewithal to do a quiz, I would do a quiz at my expense into every school in La Brea, asking who is your representative. And I'm sure more than 50% would not know the answer because he is non-existent. And I mean, I have nothing against the brother. I have nothing against the brother. I think he's a good person, he's a human being, and I was taught that I must love every human being. So if I'm saying this, don't think that I and Mr. what is your name again? Look, I even forget. Mr. McClutchy. If we have nothing, I've never even seen the guy. I've never even spoken to the guy. But what I am talking about is representation. Whenever you don't go into politics to get a ministerial position. You go into politics to represent the people who put you into a position of an MP. You become a member of parliament by virtue of being wanting to represent, wanting to do for people. But apparently the PNM has made it this way. fight, get a seat for me, and you would get a ministerial position. But when you have a ministerial position, your constituency comes second place. And that is putting the cart before the horse. Your constituency is supposed to be first and foremost. Your first thing supposed to be your constituency. Look at this neglected place. Look at how neglected this marketplace is. Look at the size of this market would have been big enough in 1969. This would have been big enough. But the population of Brea has grown, and it has grown exponentially. So what we're talking about is having open space and planting beautiful daisies and bougainvillea and thing, and blocking it wrong. Make use of the space. Make use of the space. Create a bigger market, and that is it.
Just the way on the conversation this meeting with you. I mean, what we're talking about here is planning in terms of where the future prospect of this area is supposed to be, and we should extend this plan to the rest of the country. Now what we're talking about is this: we're not just pulling something out of the eater and complaining, as some people will do. First to begin, if you put something like a gas station down inside Brea, you put a bank, you put the ministries on them there that would take out and point to centralize it. I look at that, a jetty for the fishermen. I almost forget them, because there are plenty of them down here.
Fishermen down here.
And if you provide these facilities, you go find people flocking towards inside here. Now, if you have a market system like this, it's still better than nothing. I know that is the argument that I go bring. But in comparison to what is the development all across the country, this is poor. That way you're seeing there, it's poor. And what we are saying is that, and the smart one don't pick it up, but what we are saying is that this have been an area that have been loyally voting and tinging for the PNM. Some of them work the ass off for nothing. And at the end of the day, what are you doing for the area? Because people would have given their life, the heart, the soul to our organization, not for nothing personal, but looking forward to what they will do back for the people within the area.
On
a whole. I know about Ataford. Ataford give human service. Up to now, if you ask me if he's a PNM, he go tell you, yeah. You know why he would have done that? Because he would have seen the whole picture. Look, the post office there. How much you can get from our post office? But this is something that we are hoping to highlight on our global market, and to the people and them who putting up themselves for position in these areas and them think about things like this. So the Randall Mitchell who knows nothing about down here, and yet still you could get a crowd of people to support you. The development of the community don't turn wrong and not support what taking place here. Don't turn wrong and not bring the facts to the table. The people down here want better, they deserve better than this.
There you go.
And with that, I go take a walk up so and show you the roads, and trust what I'm saying, that piece of road there, it's real bad. I always wanted to show you that.
And it's not that these roads cannot be maintained. It is not that these roads cannot be maintained. They are being neglected by the powers that be. They can do work here, and it will create employment. If you have maintenance of these roads, well, we know the pitch grows. We know that. So you have to find solutions. There are a lot of young engineers coming out to Brea, and they find jobs in some big establishment or some big businessman area or something. Why can't we use some of those people to study the soil? Mr. Rowley is a geologist. How Mr. Rowley could tell me that can't fix? That will fix if it was in China. That would fix if it was in America, because they would use their resources to better their people and their country. But here, our resources have to be used either a brain drain way, you go outside, You study here, you pay your money to study here, and brain drain. You're going outside to help somebody else's country. Mr. Rowley, you being a geologist, like you don't want no other geologist to get some kind of fame or something. You're supposed to have people studying the soil behavior, the characteristics of the soil and everything here in Brea, so that we would eliminate all the myths about they can't have proper roads in Brea. And because people build big houses and they use, their own common sense as to how the houses wouldn't sink or shift or anything. One of the things that they did was to put sea sand in their foundations, and the pitch don't go through the sea sand. Come on, so if I know it, I hear it, and because I ask people how your house standing up and that one falling, and they say, well, they put the sea sand in the foundation, the pitch don't go through the sea sand. Simple. All you have to do is to find out scientifically how and why the pitch is unable to go through the sea sand, and you would fix the roads. It is simple, pretty simple. You don't need to be a rocket scientist, because these people ain't no scientists who find that was a solution for the problems from the house sinking. And people have houses, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and the houses are firm. And we, in a later video, we'll show you some of those houses that stand in there, because at the back of us, look at that building there. Look at the size of that building. That building at the back of us there. And those buildings are not sinking. So there are solutions to fix the problem. But because the people thinks that you don't have to give these people anything, not the people, the PNM thinks that you don't have to give them anything. All you have to do is to promise them. They promise you something. On the last election, they put up one set of what you call banners, a big board, a billboard, to show what they are going to do for the people of Brea. That board managed to fall down, mash up, tear apart with the weather and so on. Nothing has started. This time around, they start a swimming pool, something that Brea people don't necessarily need. I am not saying a swimming pool is bad, but it is not a necessity, because we are proliferated with beaches in Brea. We have beaches to boil. We could lend out beaches to other communities. We have beaches. So a child with most of these children down here swimming before they're 4 years. So we don't need that right now. Yes, we can have it, but it is not a necessity. What we need is to get solutions to fix our roads, solutions to the market. We need solutions for a number of different things. But you'd run and say, I'm giving all your swimming pool. And I could tell you what would happen to that swimming pool. It would be started. It would be started. Completion, I know. They could give you a completion date. But I could tell you that completion date would never materialize. You understand? We acknowledge you're going to build it. But completion,
It ain't go thing.
it wouldn't complete.
So what I will do, ladies and gentlemen, is take a little 2 minutes walk and show you the road system. Don't worry yourself. People in Brea are accustomed to this.
Starting from right
I know it go shock you.
here. Morning.
Audio preview. preview. Audio preview. Audio preview.
My name is Jonathan Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. Election time is here. And there are a lot of election bandits that is coming for your vote. They are coming to promise a wealth of things that they're supposed to be promising. They are coming back for your seats. As you can see, a number of things we would have highlighted within the library area. This is not problems that would have taken place yesterday, the year before, or even serve up to 5 years back. These are recurring problems that the people in library are absent to fix. The MPs and them knows this, but what is the reason why they are not fixing it? And why they are so brave to come back again and ask you for your vote? You know why? Because many of us in this area don't have no criteria for our vote. People could simply just come in and do us anything that they please and they like and just come again and vote and come again and vote. Is that what you want in library? Is that the precedence that you, the people at library, are willing to set every single time? No criteria, no standard. What's going on? What is at stake? We have 2 industrial estates that are not inhabited by anybody within the library here. And if there is such a thing, it might be little to none. What are we prepared to accept going forward? Election have consequence. We would have highlighted the role, the market, the underdevelopmentness of the area, if there is such a word again. Why are we continuing to accept that? I am here, Randall Jeffrey, will continue to show you another way. The solution to this problem here now is to try to fix it, not only at the top, but also at the bottom. You, the ones in library, need to stand up and come out and speak out. The numbers are on the screen. Get in contact with me. I'm right from the area. We will come and highlight the issue, wherever it is, no matter what you are. PNM, UNC, APP, anyone. We are going to come and highlight the issues. The people of Trinidad and Tobago, library too, but the people of Trinidad and Tobago deserve quality representation. My name is Randall Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. And do subscribe to this channel. And trust me, the election bandits, they are coming